It is about 8 minutes past 7. It's time now for our last political panel of the year.
Woohoo!
Labour, don't sound so excited.
No, I'm like cheering it on.
Labour Minister Kieran McAnulty and National MP Erica Stanford, thank you so much for being with us. Now, you'll notice that our usual Labour MP, Michael Wood, is not with us this morning. He wasn't able to be with us, unfortunately. But as I said, Kieran McAnulty is there, Minister for Emergency Management and Racing. And Kieran, what portfolio is it that you will be angling for in the reshuffle next year?
G'day, how you going? I won't be angling for any. I'm pretty happy with the ones I've got, to be honest. They came as a surprise, so I'll be happy to settle with those.
Okay, well, we'll wait and see what happens early 2023. Erica, I did think of you when the nurses' announcement came out this week, and I thought of all the times we have debated this and there has been a stoush right here at this desk, how much you would be looking forward to sitting here with Michael this week.
I know, it's such a shame that he's not here, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't have rubbed it in his face. I would have said, look, great decision, about time, well done, good on you. Because I remember sitting here with Ryan and Ryan saying, why don't you just make the decision now? We all know you're going to do it. It just took 7 months to get there, but I would have said, good on you. It's about time.
Quite frustrating for people, though, isn't it? I mean, particularly for nurses. No one more frustrated than nurses, because you're right. We said this is going to happen. It's only a matter of time. Why do you think that they did take so long?
Well, I was listening to some commentators a while ago say there's a 7-week, 7-month rule. Sorry, 7-day, 7-month rule. If you're going to make a backflip, you've got to do it real quick, 7 days. And once you pass the 7 days, you've got to wait it out 7 months. And so it was almost to the day, 7 months before they finally made that decision. But also it's the Prime Minister going, let's get all the negative stuff off the books before Christmas.
100%.
And that was just a thorn in their side.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of the new year, though, and policy, Christopher Luxon, the national leader, has said he's been working closely with you about policy around principals, parents who may be culpable in truancy rates. So when exactly are we going to see the detail on that?
You're going to have to wait and see, but we're also working on achievement as well. So we've got a big problem in achievement and a big problem in attendance. So we're working on two big pieces of work at the moment, and I'm really focused on achievement at the moment, making sure that our kids are able to read, write, do math and science at curriculum by the time they leave intermediate, so that they are ready to fly at high school, which at the moment gets 15 and they're not able to do those things. So
Erica and the National Party are coming up with policy over the Christmas break, and Kieran and the Labour Party are looking at what to ditch. What do you think will go, Kieran?
Oh, I don't think that's a fair reflection. I think
well,
that
there
there's
are going
a
to be
strong
reforms
record
dropped, aren't there?
a long list of, well, that's what some of the commentators are saying, but it's certainly not what any of my colleagues are saying, and I haven't heard that from the boss. But I'm not looking at ditching anything. I'm looking at bringing things in. I've got an emergency management bill that's going to be really important to every single community in the country being introduced to the House at the start of the year. So that'll be my focus.
Okay. It was the Prime Minister who was saying that they'll be paring back policy.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't said it to me. She must be happy with everything I'm doing.
Minister, she did say that she was specifically going to ask each of her ministers to go away and have a look at their work program and come back and report. You're saying she hasn't done that?
Well, the thing with racing, for example, is it doesn't actually cost the government much. So there's not much to pare back. There's a $900,000 fund for safety of racing tracks that hasn't been increased for 20 years. So there's not much fat in that fund. And with emergency management, it's not the sort of area that you want to pare back, because, of course, all the funding is things like the dart buoys in the Pacific that alert us if a tsunami's coming. But obviously we have looked at if there is anything that is planned that is unnecessary. But the nature of emergency management is that actually New Zealand has a world-leading civil defence structure. We've got to make sure that that continues. So obviously we've looked at it, but the nature of my portfolios is that there isn't much fat in the system as it is.
Okay, we're going to look back at a bit of a year in review. We'll start with the lowlights, go to the highlights. Lowlights for National, Erica. Do you feel there have been a few own goals this year? There was Sam Uffindale's saga, there was the top tax rate, there was a U-turn on that. Do you feel that that has kind of been the biggest problem for National this year?
Look, we've had an incredible year. If you look back to a year ago, I think the polls had us around 26%. You know, we're heading up towards 40, so we're exactly where we want to be. Of course, there's a really long way to go to the election, and it's not been a perfect year. It never is for anybody. You always have ups and downs, but it's how you handle those ups and downs. And I think Christopher Luxon has done an incredibly good job on when we've had some speed bumps of navigating us through those like no one else. So he's been an incredible leader, and I think that's why the public at the moment are so on board.
So a rating for your boss?
Oh, he's 10 out of 10, always, of course. There's a reshuffle coming, don't forget.
A rating for, yeah, exactly, yeah, clever. Kieran, a rating for your boss?
Oh, it'd have to be 10 out of 10, obviously. You know, the fact is that we've faced a few problems over the last few years, like every country in the world, and the Prime Minister continues to face those head on and continues to rate relatively highly in the preferred Prime Ministers compared to others. So, you know, with all the stuff that she's had to deal with over the last couple of years, to be still rating where she is, I think that needs to deserve credit. And she's still our best ambassador overseas. Business leaders will say that she opens doors for them that no one else can, so she's got to get credit for that as well.
Kieran, how crucial will Jacinda Ardern be to Labor winning an election next year?
I think any leader of any political party is crucial to their success. When you've got a dud leader, you don't do well. Labor's experienced that before, and Labor's not experiencing it now. National's experienced it before, and it remains to be seen how they go next year, as it is with us. But the leader's crucial, because if you don't have a leader that can't, or if you have a leader that can't articulate your values, talk about what it is that you want to do, not just criticise but come up with alternatives, then you're not going to do well. And we know for a fact that Jacinda Ardern is the best leader that we've got.
Some of those duds are still in your caucus.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, what was that?
Some of the duds you're talking about are still in your caucus, the dud leaders.
Well, that's a bit rough. We've only just met this morning. Gee whiz.
Well, we'll sweeten you up because we've got some presents to give out. I know we're running out of time, but
yes.
There's a present here for you, Erica, if you want to open that. Now, unfortunately, we did have this present with Michael Wood in mind, but Kieran, as Associate Transport Minister, you probably can accept this on his behalf. It's a pothole repair kit. We've got some cement in here, we've got some water and something to just mix it on up with. So will that come in handy, do you think, Kieran?
I can't see it, but it sounds like a great present to give away at an interview show. I'll make sure that Mick gets it. I think we've got something here for Erica as well.
Oh, you do?
I've been given this by Michael and his team. He's done up a T-shirt. There you go. How nice is that? With the four of you on it. Best way to start a Friday.
Oh, I'm sure Erica will love to wear that down the gym.
Wow, and I've got a sexy nurse outfit.
I'm not sure. Is it meant to be sexy? How short it is?
We ummed and we ahed about whether this was going to be inappropriate or not.
We felt like you'd been a champion for the nurses, so you're kind of officially one of them.
I've got some presents as well to give out very quickly. I know you're running out of time. Firstly, this is for you, Melissa.
Oh,
From Naked Baby in Dunedin, give them a little plug, and organic cotton, but because it's election year next year.
Oh, I'm sure that will go down well with the baby.
Now, this was for Michael Wood because he's not here, but we will remember that he's coined some new phrases this year, one of which last week was, it's not a U-turn, it's an acceleration. And also, his policies are as clear as mustard. So we've got this little gift here, which is the Clear As mustard brand with a little picture there of Michael Wood, a sketch drawing. So we'll give that to him.
That's actually a love.
That's really clever. Cool. Who did that? Who did the drawing?
This is my staff member, Kelly, in my electorate office.
Wow.
She's incredible. She'll be freaking out right now that I said her name.
Good on you, Kelly.
And then I have gone for Irini as well, but she's not here. But this is Little Miss Sunshine. She does it with it, but on the back it says it in te reo.
Cool.
Rauri Raitati. did that for me across the house. I sent him a little note saying, can you please translate this? And he looked at me like I was mad.
She is like a little Miss Sunshine.
She is.
And then the final one for you, Ryan,
such a nice gift.
is because you obviously have had to become a very a proper news presenter, and I know they made you. Well, it's true, right?
Well, right?
They had to clean you up, and you. I know that you must look, not clean you up. You know what I mean?
Did they?
No, this is true. You're right, Erica.
This is for you. I know you miss your man bun, so we've made one for you. It is a clip-in man bun.
Oh my goodness!
So that you can relive some of those days when you used to be able to have long hair. So
that is amazing.
You can even put it in because great TV, right?
Oh.
It's a little gross. How does it look?
Oh, look, it took me all year collecting the hair out of my brush to make that, so, you know.
It's not your hair.
Wonderful.
That would be weird. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you
very
so much
kind.
for your gifts. And Karen, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for stepping in at the last minute. It's a hard thing to do, but we really appreciate you coming along.
I can't see what's going on, but it sounds like a lot of fun. So it's nice to join in. Have a great Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Thanks
Christmas.
so much, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Labour Minister Karen McAnulty and National MP Erica Stanford.